All right, what's going on, everybody? Let's talk about Nope, the third Jordan Peele movie. And normally, I'm not a big horror guy, but I was intrigued by this one. The trailer looked good, and now that there was some sci-fi elements to it, it was one I felt I had to see in theaters. You know, with Get Out and Us, those ones I waited for streaming. But I felt compelled to see this one on theaters. And first off, you know, I think everyone's heard about the cinematography in this one. He used, I don't want to butcher his name, but Hoyte, basically Chris Nolan's guy. So the shots in this film are gorgeous. You know, the nighttime shots are gorgeous. You know, it feels like it really is nighttime, but you know, it's like I'm trying to say, like, real nighttime. But you're also able to see as if you're standing out in like a starry, you know, filled valley. Like you have that visual clarity. So it was really, you know, it's just great looking on the big screen. So you know, compliments to that. And going into it, I heard some people say it wasn't scary, not a horror, and that kind of stuff. But for me, anyways, I thought it was a decently, you know, I wouldn't maybe call it a horror, but it's definitely like a scary, thrilling, suspenseful movie. There's a couple jump scares in there. And there is a great amount of building and like kind of unnerving tension, you know, throughout the film. You know, I'm going to get into spoilers here. So if you haven't seen it, you know, circle back after you have. Even the scene where he's getting pranked in the barn. Like, I was on the edge of my seat the way he filmed, just the simplest thing, like just the mask slowly creeping out and all that. I thought it was great stuff to set up what was coming. You know, I couldn't help, I know some people have compared it to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jaws and stuff like that, but for me personally, I couldn't help but get vibes from like Signs and Fire in the Sky. You know, if you haven't seen Fire in the Sky, it's one I saw as a kid. I probably saw it, you know, younger than what I probably should have, because I definitely remember having nightmares for a while during the alien abduction scenes. And you know, and that alien, just the hunting of it, when it scoops up all those people and you see them get sucked up on its insides, you know, I don't know, it reminded me of that film. So it brought back kind of those memories of that, which kind of added to kind of the vibe of everything going on here. One of the more scary, suspenseful scenes might be a scene that a lot of people feel is kind of misplaced in the movie, right? The whole chimp scene, you know, how it connects and stuff like that. There's, you know, this is a movie that's probably going to need multiple rewatches. You know, there's probably a lot Jordan Peele's trying to say in this, or open-endingly kind of, you know, suggest things out there for your own interpretation. But the chimp scene, you know, when I was watching it, it kind of seemed like he really just wants to set up a scene to just give some more traditional horror elements to like get the tension going for the rest of the story. And I thought that watching it, and then I saw this quote here, and it's kind of what Peele says. He says, "I think it's a moment that I knew would sort of hit audiences in the back of the head with a bag of sand. But it's one of the moments in a movie where you're just like, wait a second, what am I watching? Where are we? How did we get here?" And to sandwich that in this big, epic, fun blockbuster. So I totally get that. You know, did it take away from the movie experience? No, not at all. It just felt, you know, you kind of have that question in the back of your mind, like what are we doing here? Like, why are we here? But, you know, what we saw was, you know, very tense. So the other thing I appreciate with this movie is, like, with a lot of Jordan Peele's stuff, right? It's very original, unique take, fresh, I guess. You know, and I appreciate that fresh take on the sci-fi genre. And yes, it is a UFO movie, but the UFO isn't actually a ship. Like, the UFO is an actual organism, monster, whatever you want to say it, that is actually devouring people up itself. So I thought that was kind of a unique take on it. Whether or not you liked the whole don't look it in the eye, like, can it sense you looking at the eye? You know, those are questions for another day, but I thought it was good. The other thing I liked is, you know, weaving in kind of like the real life UFO stuff. You know, they talk about how the government's declassified and released all the videos, and they talk about how you can never get, you know, why can't you get a great shot of a UFO? Why is everything grainy? Why is everything out of focus? And they set off on this, you know, trek to get that great shot of the UFO. And the same stuff happens to them. You get the mantis face in front of the camera blocking it. You know, the UFO causes the electricity to go out, so the camera stopped working. Like, there was so many things going on that prevented them from ever getting a real good shot. Obviously, until the end, when she finally gets the money shot, right? The impossible shot they refer to. But you know, I thought I like that, you know, kind of that the real life kind of stories that kind of went with that. You know, there's some unanswered questions like what's going on with that shoe that's just perfectly standing straight up and down. We see it, I think they show it 2 or 3 different times. So if you know what's going on with that or have a theory, let me know in the comments, because I just don't know. The other thing that I thought went over my head, and it's either because I overindulged before the movie, or I don't know, they caught me not in a trance or daydream, or maybe it wasn't just well said, but when Jupe was doing his whole cowboy show and looked like he was going to sacrifice his horse to the aliens the whole time, like, his Western show is an alien show? Like, I don't know if they had said that in the beginning or not, but, and then I thought they were like going to bring in some sort of practical, you know, effect when they were waiting to set the horse free. But then the real life alien comes in. It seems like that was kind of what he was intentionally wanting all along. So I don't know. I must have missed it, that he also was aware that there was an alien in the valley and he was sacrificing horses to it. Or I could be completely wrong. But again, if anyone could clarify that one portion for me, because I'm not going back to the theater for a second time to watch this, let me know. You know, and to top it off, you know, cast I thought was great. You know, I thought they all kind of knocked it out of the park. And yeah, so film number 3, this one was written, directed, produced by Jordan Peele. Is this his best film? For me, yeah, I think it is. You know, again, my background, not a big horror guy, but I really appreciated the sci-fi in this one. And it looked gorgeous in theaters. I'm going to give this, you know, I had a pretty good time at the theaters. I'm going to give this a solid 8.1 out of 10. I think that's a pretty good score on my scale. And, you know, I can't wait to see what Jordan Peele does next. I'd like to almost see him. I know he's just getting started with the feature films, but like maybe, you know, I'd love to see what he could do with it, just a different genre, you know, instead of just horror every time. But hey, if he wants to be the horror master, by all means, I'll be there to watch. But he's got the skills, so it'd be nice to see what else he has up his sleeve. So let me know in the comments, did you go and see Nope? Did you like it? What were any crazy, you know, you got any crazy theories or anything like that you want to share? And how do you rank this as far as Jordan Peele's movies? Let me know. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you all in the next video.